I've been making a game for the past month, and in this video I just want to show off what I've got so far and my ideas for where I want to take it in the coming months, because basically I'm doing it for a university project, so I'll just show off some of my initial ideas and then I'll go into the kind of change in direction I had for it, and maybe not some technical stuff because I'm not too into that, and I wouldn't want people to watch my videos for the programming. So yeah, I'll look at a lot of the art I've done and the direction I want it to go in. So my main idea is that it's going to be like a small stealth action sandbox, one level that can be replayed in different ways. Hopefully there'll be a lot of depth to the gameplay and a lot of different ways to play. A bit like Dishonored. I was going to say Hitman, but Hitman's a bit too complex for me to take like direct inspiration from. A small but replayable sandbox, essentially. So I really wanted to make something like that on a smaller scale, which is ambitious for me if you've seen some of my older games. But yeah, I don't know, I wanted a challenge, and I know a final project for university would be the necessary amount of time and also pressure to actually get this done. Yeah, I'll probably check in every month or so, in theory, so I have enough progress to show off, and that should make for maybe 3-4 devlogs. I'll get into the meat of it now. The first thing I did was basically just found the best movement code I could find, because I'm still quite a beginner coder, and also I've tried making an FPS character rig before, and it ended up being that if you move diagonally, it would move to get to a diagonal movement, it would move left before moving diagonally, so it'd be like a weird jitter, and it didn't feel nice. I've got more experience now, and the character controller's it's not flashy, but it feels good enough as a foundation. Next, I added in enemy pathfinding, so that was pretty simple. I also followed a tutorial again. I won't be always following tutorials, this will end soon. But yeah, I added the pathfinding in, and I also turned it into a state machine, but I turned it into a node-based state machine. So there's an idle state, for example, and that can't move, and then there's some code into a hopefully I'll show that. With the enemies, they've got a vision cone, and if you walk within that vision cone, after 3 seconds they start following you. This isn't completely functional yet, but they do that. They stop at a certain hitbox, and then that does damage, which is also broken at the moment. So I just need to get that sorted basically next time, so it's actually functional. But essentially it's a very simple stealth system at the moment, which I will need to improve on. Again, not experienced at coding, will get better. I have gotten better, which I'll probably get into. But yeah, so with the theme, I initially wanted it to be set in a universe or like a world that had vampires and was kind of English Civil War inspired. So there's that, and I was really into this idea, and then eventually it just kind of fizzled out. Once I got to like the asset making stage of the game, or like getting some starter assets in, I realised making a bunch of realistic or like kind of believable textures didn't interest me. So I wanted to make something more fantastical, and I've also made a video on this which I might delist because it's not that good, where I kind of just did a bunch of sketches to create like a unique kind of psychedelic fantasy setting, and that's what I'll be using. I've made a comic for this universe as well, which I'll probably show. I did that for my last university project. Yeah, so less of a dark and moody and more of kind of like a strange, I want it to feel foreign and not necessarily creepy, but a bit off-putting, like kind of mesmerizing, if that can be achieved. Just something different. I want it to be something different. Also, in the background, I've made a rig for the humanoid, I guess, characters, and it's looking a bit goofy at the moment, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'll get it to look nice. A lot of the bones aren't lined up. I wanted it to be a bit like PS1 era looking, because then textures will be easier to make and models will be easier to make, and there's also, I feel like it's quite a flexible level of detail. Yeah, hopefully I have more to show off next week, because or not next week, next month, as I'm really just getting the fundamentals down today, and this probably won't do anything views wise because I've not got anything flashy to show off yet, but hopefully that will come soon, and yeah, hopefully I can get a playable demo at some point, because I'm not going to quit on this. Hopefully I don't eat my words. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It should be fun. I've also did a game jam this past week with a friend who did all the art. I'll probably link that if I remember. It's called Shaky Chef. I programmed it in a week. That's made me a lot more confident with coding, because I used to feel like I would just watch tutorials and then not retain any of it, and then that would be a bit useless, but now I'm actually retaining information. I'm understanding what all the abstract looking letters and numbers mean, you know, so yeah, hopefully I'll link that if I forget. Comment maybe, subscribe, like, all of that.